So we got some unexpected movement, especially when it comes to Trump's motion that he filed with a different court in regards to the raid on Mar-A-Lago. He wants to get a special master. We talked about this a couple of days ago, but just in short, the special master would be an independent third party that would come and take a look at everything that the FBI was getting from Mar-A-Lago, okay, and then to just give a third party interpretation of the facts. And the judge that ended up getting this assignment is indicating, at least, in the interim before making a final decision on it, maybe tomorrow, not entirely sure when it would come down specifically, but giving at least the indication that, Trump might actually get something decent when it comes to a result on this, because we've seen the goalposts shift on the other side of this, right? And Trump has all the nuclear documents, and then, he just had some stuff that, maybe the National Archives just didn't want him to have copies of stuff that he already declassified. None of it's really making sense, okay? So maybe that's why this special master would be so important, taking a look at all this stuff and being like, hey, Trump, did you declassify this? Yes, I did. I did it beautifully and wonderfully. I even have it notated right here. I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this, but long and short of it is, as long as Trump's in the headlines, everybody who still consumes mass media content will be able to just look back and go, yes, Orange Man was that bad. A federal judge has sided with former President Donald Trump and announced her preliminary intent to appoint a special master. I don't necessarily know what that means. Okay, listen, I'm going to do something, okay, but first of all, I'm going to tell you I'm going to be doing something, like a typical woman, to review the documents seized by the FBI from Mar-A-Lago earlier this month. A special master would review documents and materials to determine which are protected by attorney-client privilege and executive privilege. So the stuff that the FBI and the DOJ are actually looking for, theoretically, that's what they're after. So using this special master third-party intermediary to come in, okay, to know what exactly it fits that bill and then move accordingly afterwards, barring the Department of Justice from using them. The decision by Judge Aileen M. Cannon, a Trump appointee, see clearly biased. Well, Reinhardt was voted on by a panel of other judges in the federal courts, but no, he was also a Trump appointee, because that made the rounds on social media. So nice when certain misinformation's allowed to trend on there, but then at the other side, you don't want to talk about, or you'll just flag down the other stuff that you don't appreciate. I understand. Barring the ended up running that shit back. Comes less than 1 week after Trump's team filed a legal motion. And yeah, I said at the same time, it's like, okay, he's filing that. Okay, the judge is going to take a look at it, and everybody was just screaming bias from the rooftops. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, she just asked for more information, why exactly they want this motion. But anyways, law enforcement is a shield that protects Americans. It cannot be used as a weapon for political purposes, Trump's motion said. Therefore, we seek judicial assistance in the aftermath of this unprecedented and unnecessary raid to President Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida. Breitbart News reported. Trump's motion for judicial oversight and additional relief requests the court appoint a special master, prohibit the FBI from further review, and seize documents until the special master is appointed, because there's also claims that, yes, this violates the 4th and 5th Amendment, so, you can't really, do that, even to somebody that you really hate, Cheeto Hitler, right? Order the government to release a more detailed property receipt. No, they said they took boxes. What's in those boxes? Boxes. Oh, okay. A Russian nesting doll. See, Russia's involved. More on that in a moment. And return any items that were not within the search warrant scope. Yeah, no, exactly. Like passports, memorabilia, declassified documents that he is within his presidential privilege to keep. Just saying. Judge Cannon's decision on Saturday was based, yes, on Trump's submission and the exceptional circumstances presented, Fox News reported. Yeah, because she, again, the last time that we spoke about this, she said, could you just provide some more information into this stuff, and then I'll make a ruling on it. It looks like she made a ruling that's kind of a precursor to another ruling that's going to be coming out. But There's some theories, okay, what exactly the FBI is looking for, because we've seen the affidavit, what they're looking for. Couldn't really glean anything from it because I can't read black boxes. I don't know, man. It's a little bit tough, okay? I don't think Rosetta Stone offers that course, but even still, there's been some theories floated out there, right? Like the nuclear code thing that was all debunked very, very quickly, very swiftly. Now it's declassified documents, okay? Or classified documents that didn't get declassified. I don't know why the president, who has supreme authority over this type of stuff, wouldn't just wave his hand over top of it and make them declassified, but whatever, man. I don't know. Trump, I remember back in the day, he was simultaneously a 4D chess master and then also a blithering idiot. The same guy who would trip over his own feet or, shuffle down just a slick ramp, but then at the same time be the mastermind pulling the strings behind all of the world's dictators. It's a funny world when you're afflicted with TDS. But what is the FBI looking for? What is in the current zeitgeist out there? Well, something I haven't really considered, but you know what? Devin Nunes, somebody who runs or at least is in charge of Truth Social in some form or fashion, former congressman, somebody who would be in the know on this one. I don't know if there's any validity to this, but it's an interesting idea that I haven't seen floated out there yet, but we'll see. Devin Nunes says FBI was after Russiagate hoax documents. Okay, because so far, and that's currently ongoing, what is it, the Durham probe? The guy who's investigating all this shit, okay, sent one person to federal court so far, Michael Sussman, who admitted he colluded with the CIA, and then a federal grand jury was like, no, that's cool, you just go home now. Everybody's like, okay, bet. They're all still convinced, at least on that side, over there, that Trump is in bed with Putin, and I don't know, maybe they're both bombing Ukraine together. I don't know what the fucking current thing is, but we'll see. Trump Media and Technology Group CEO and former chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Devin Nunes, told Jack Posobiec, following the release of the redacted search warrant affidavit, that the FBI's raid on Trump's Mar-a-Lago residency was likely over Russiagate documents. Yeah, I haven't heard this theory before. It makes some sense if you're likely to agree with that sort of thing. Okay, well, I'll hear him out. I've heard strange discussions on both sides, but Posobiec, who was guest hosting Charlie Kirk's show on Friday, that's nice. He's got a bigger face, so I think he's got that going for him. On Friday, asked Nunes about the security classifications that can be found throughout the released affidavit. This may have been the underlying Russiagate documents that they were after here, because when I'm reading this affidavit, I don't see a caveat of FISA, Foreign Intelligence Surveillance, and HGS, Human Intelligence Control Systems. Some of the same type of intelligence classification caveats, markings, and the same thing that you would see at FISA operation. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because they had FISA and FICA, the courts and the act. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I can see some lines matching up here. And again, he's a lawyer and he was on the House Intelligence Committee, so he would know a thing or two about a thing or two. Okay, not totally 100% buying it, but he is making some sense. He's connecting some dots. Do you believe it's possible that they could be going for those documents, Posobiec asked. I don't see how it's anything but that, of course, but just to go through the history of this. This all stems back to a leak in 2021. Okay, there was a leak from the archives. Oh, okay, yeah, the Washington Post article. And the folks that went to the usual suspects and of course the fake documents, and the pundits jumped out and said, oh my God, Trump has these classified documents, the former U.S. representative said, Nunes himself. I'm sure at this time that Trump and the rest of the team had no idea what they were talking about, Nunes said. So it sounds like then they were cooperating through whatever was there. And then, of course, you got the whole case that I'm familiar with, which is how Trump Republicans, which had reviewed many of these Russia hoax documents and said they're all declassified. Trump said many times they're all declassified. Yeah, no, exactly. I think specifically late 2020 that everything dealing with Russia hoax is absolutely declassified. But then lo and behold, a lot of people don't know this, but when all assumed that they were going to be, in the archives because Trump had declassified this is what they've been led to believe. Then John Solomon, who just had earlier said that they were going to the archives, there's nothing there. So I had no idea this happened. These were declassified. The president said no fewer than 100 items, and just the utmost important to the American public. For the malfeasance of the Justice Department, the FBI date back to the Obama-Biden administration. Barack Obama administration gave me a job. Many of whom are still in the new administration. Fucking wild, huh? The Biden administration today, he concluded. Yeah, a bunch of people who know the jig, okay? They know exactly what's there. They know what could be used against them going further. That's why they want to ultimately disqualify Trump, okay? That's an interesting theory. I don't know if it's ever going to come to fruition. Don't know if it's necessarily true or not, but it's the most likely scenario that we've seen floated out there so far, right? Outside of that, I haven't heard anything else that seems all that convincing, but they're just going to use this, okay? Obviously, the raid on Mar-A-Lago, it's no coincidence, the timing on this one. It is all about trying to gain any sort of traction for the midterms because the Democratic Party is floundering, okay? The student loan forgiveness, just like the abortion, I don't know, the grandstanding on that, it's not going to do anything. All it's going to do is just pander to their own base, okay? The people that were going to vote Democrat to begin with are just going to continue to vote Democrat, and it's just going to galvanize the other side to be like, stop burdening regular workaday taxpayers with more fucking debt just because a bunch of gender studies and fine arts degrees holders can't get a fucking job and pay back their own fucking debt, okay? Or because some whores out there can't go fucking raw dogging for spring break and then not face the consequences of that. Stop burdening that on us. They're losing propositions. We've broken down the numbers, okay? But yet, at the same time, they got to denigrate the other side, which is how the Democrats ran in 2020, in case anybody forgot. So continue to try to bury the Republicans because Orange Man is really bad, okay? And again, now we got other Republicans because there's another side of the Republican Party, okay? But are they really, if they're going to be campaigning for Democrats and also for a guy who's not seeking re-election anyways, and he's just going to retire and take a talking head job at some of these big networks? You just fucking wait for it. Probably like February 3rd or 4th, okay? After the new Congress gets sworn in, Adam Kinzinger cries his way onto, not quite Meet the Press, I don't know, some new MSNBC show. Oh no, he's going to be the new host of Reliable Sources because there's a very large seat there that's currently vacant. Kinzinger, I will help left-wing Democrats win over Republicans. Democracy is at stake. Ugh, what a fucking loser. Kinzinger, Adam, as he's known to his boyfriends, said Sunday on NBC's Meet the Press that he will help left-wing Democrats. So not just like centrist, center-left Democrats, moderate Democrats. No. He's going all the way to the left, okay, showing his true colors. It's so funny, right? And NBC, okay, CNN, they always get the Republicans that are out there, and it's always of this ilk, okay? Anchor Chuck Todd asked, I'm curious, Liz Cheney said in some cases, she may have to help a diagram win against an anti-democracy Republican win. I didn't misread that. That's what's there. I'd imagine that's probably supposed to be Democrat. That's just a copy error. Anyways, do you feel? I feel like this is what you will be doing in the next couple years or so. Oh, okay, cool. Already just getting ready for the fucking absolute butt fucking and spurgout that's coming in 2024. Can you feel it? Can you smell it in the air? I can. Kinzinger said, yes, the biggest issue, not everybody agrees with me, but certainly in my party, and even the Democrats like to say that you're still a conservative. Yeah, I'm a conservative. Just because you continue to repeat it in your mirror as you're bent over and a large black fellow standing right behind you doesn't make it true, okay? Probably have to reaffirm yourself multiple times a day. I'm a Democrat. I love my wife. The bottom line is the biggest threat to our in our country is democracy. What? Oh my God, I hate that. Our trademark democracy. We get it. He added, if you have Republicans that are running against even left-wing Democrats that believe in democracy and believe in voting, that person should ultimately be elected over somebody who would overthrow the will of the people. Okay, so if it sounds like he's calling for election interference at least, and then at worst also an insurrection. Okay, if the will of the people isn't enforced the way that he likes it, that just needs to be swatted down. It's like, I don't fucking get it, because again, I don't see any Republicans running over their ballot. As much as you like to say Trump wouldn't leave the White House, there's that corpse that's currently there intermittently in the Oval Office that looks nothing like a 6'4" orange man. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there, okay? And didn't he kind of leave peacefully on Marine One, or even just, you know, a big send-off from a fucking Air Force base on January 20th at noon? He was no longer there, okay, you guys? He's gone. He's gone for right now. And you're trying to keep him gone with this very odd investigation that's going on right now. That's the nicest thing I can say about it, but it's so wild. It's this fear that Republicans, it doesn't matter what the results of the election are. I'm just going to go to Washington, and for whatever thing I was running for, I'm just going to take that chair because it's my God-given right. And it's like, nobody's doing that. What the fuck are you talking about? But no. He's going to be campaigning for, in his own words, left-wing Democrats. And they're faring oh so well. AOC and her progressive comrades lost big in primaries. Are those the ones that you're going to be campaigning for? I just need some clarification here, because it doesn't seem like it's working all that well. Oof, the Post. I'm not reading that first line. That's awfully fucking cringe. AOC and her squad of left-wing allies will return to Congress as mere annoyances next year, with both the size and clout diminished in the wake of the primary day, pundits told the Post. Policies that the squad stood for were never popular. They're only just popular with their own constituents, and because the Republican Party doesn't bother to try in a lot of these places. Let's keep it a buck. And the candidates who tried to mirror those policies are finding themselves out of Congress, said senior Democratic Capitol Hill insider, who believes the group will become little more than gadflies at the Republican-controlled House come November. Yeah. They're just gonna grandstand, okay? Like AOC, she came in as a wide-eyed radical, and now she's still wide-eyed, but now she just knows where all the money goes, and she's just trying to take the place that Nancy Pelosi is just going to drunkenly fall out of here in the next couple of minutes, okay? Let's just keep it a buck right there, too. She sees herself as the anointed queen. She's raised her profile up, or she wants to be the head of the Democratic Party, at least in the House, so she can have a year over year, decade over decade stay in Congress where she can fight the power. It's the same fucking shit that Nancy Pelosi did. She's not doing anything new. She's not doing anything radical. She's just trying to keep her fucking job in a safe district. A la Nancy Pelosi. She's the exact same fucking thing, just a bigger, juicier booty. Not my words, those are hers. But yeah, man, as for the rest of her friends, like, I don't know who's running against Rashida Tlaib, but if literally anybody did, it's Michigan after all. That's still a swing state, okay? There's good momentum over there, theoretically. We'll see how it all shakes out here in November, okay? If Michigan's a lost cause or not. Like, get the fuck rid of Gretchen Whitmer. What the hell's wrong with you people? But anyway, still, Rashida Tlaib over there. You got somebody with a pulse actually running against Ilhan Omar, and the fact that she got booed off stage at a big Somali Day celebration. That's not a good sign, okay? But hey, as long as the nursing centers are open, we know that she's going to be back in Congress. Not drawing any parallels there, but you can do your own research for yourself. Like, who else is out there? All right, Cory Bush, a fucking fathead from Missouri, who paid what, like $500,000 in private security, but defund the police, right? Good one. But yeah, man, it looks like they specifically have a couple of them highlighted right here. And yeah, what's her name? Ayanna Pressley up there in Massachusetts as well. It's fucking Mass. Another safe district, okay? We'll see how shit goes, but her squad there, okay? Her purported takeover of the Democratic Party for progressive principles. I don't know how fucking far it's going, okay? The biggest loser was AOC comrade, Representative Mondaire Jones. Oh, that dude right there, he said some dumb shit before, but okay, who was forced by redistricting to abandon his home base in Westchester County to avoid a fight with Representative Sean Patrick Maloney. Oh, the powerful boss of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with him, okay? Jones instead chose to run as a carpetbagger in Manhattan and Park Slope, another very safe district, only to lose to Dan Gold. Oh, fuck! He lost? Aw, sucks to suck, dude, because if you win the primary there, you're going to win because you're in Manhattan running as a Democrat. Okay. Yeah, by 5,000 votes. Goldman, oy vey, a Levi Strauss hair. Okay. Goldman being an heir to Levi Strauss. Sounds odd. Prosecuted President Trump during his first impeachment trial. Oh, okay, cool. That dude does really good work. It looked like that one stuck. Dan won Manhattan very, very handily. Depends on how many, like, overall votes there were. I don't care that much to go and take a look, but it's enough for him to concede. Oh, well, you hate to see it. Which shows there's still a lot of moderate votes on the south of 14th Street. Yeah, imagine that, you know, you're in Manhattan running on a tax the rich platform. You're in Manhattan. You can't be running that shit, okay? You can say that in public, but behind the scenes, yeah. You better be taking those fucking payoffs from big banks, my guy. Jones almost certainly siphoned off votes from State Assemblywoman Yu-Lin Yu, okay? Another rising far leftist who saw her fortunes derailed. Round of applause for that. Round of applause. Coming up 1,300 votes short of winning. Oh, you hate to see it. Oh, my God. For his part, Maloney handily knocked out Senator Alexandria Biagini in their upstate district. The progressive state senator had been endorsed by AOC. Oh, shit. The twin moderate victories also mean 2 women will be leaving their positions in Albany as neither pursued their former legislative positions. Yay. That's why the pay gap exists, because women don't fight for their job. In Staten Island, former congressman Max Rose also put away socialist stripper Brittany Ramos. Sorry, what? Oh, she's got another name as well, DeBarrios. In the Democratic primary there, the centrist Dem will face a much tougher fight, reclaiming his old seat from the Republican incumbent, Representative Nicole Maliokatis, whatever, who ousted him in 2020. Yeah. That's wonderful and fantastic. Oh shit, I remember talking about this one. Henry Couillard, the one guy who's a Democrat who sounded the alarm down there at the border. It's like, can somebody come fucking help me with all these people running across it? And the Democratic Party's like, what are you talking about? We're gonna send them on fucking buses if you don't do something about it. No, you won't do that. Now you face the consequences. The only pro-life Democrat in the House who's, again, just finding himself on very shaky ground within the Democratic Party because he has his own backbone and independent thought, put away Jessica Cicernos. Yay! Another AOC-backed rising star. Rising star, and you fucking lost to a guy who's not even all the way on the Democratic platform. Like, let's keep it a stack. Former Representative Donna Edwards also went down in a landslide defeat against Glenn Ivey in Maryland. Ivey had been the preferred choice of the American Israel Oy Vey Public Affairs Committee, a progressive beta noir, okay, who spent millions and well, of course, spent millions of dollars on a campaign, and you're backed by Israel? Funny. But who's a stripper before we go? That's what I want to know. Oh, she's terrible. Oh! Oh, no. Oh, no. She was so much better in that picture. Any wonder why she lost? I don't know, man. Maybe you should have got that endorsement from Adam Kinzinger, okay? He would be bad enough, to simp for that. Sorry about that. But anyways, with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.